Hello and welcome to the Nintendo Network, and it's time for one of the most exciting parts of having a channel, predictions. Man, it feels like forever since I've done one of these. But today we are focused on the Super Smash Bros. Fighter Pass Volume 2. I have narrowed down 6, well, sort of 6, fighters I truly believe will be part of the list. Here are a few rules for this video. First off, the order I'm saying them in is not the order I think they'll be in per se. It was hard enough to narrow it down. Giving them placements in a timeline is nearly impossible, honestly. Secondly, to me, spirits do not deconfirm fighters. I mean, main game maybe, but DLC, no way. Third, you may see an assist trophy in this video. I don't feel assist trophies deconfirm the potential of a fighter, and I recently released a video going over why, so please check that out for more info. And fourth, this is for fun. Something I shouldn't have to stress, but of course, I do. If I don't choose your character you wanted or liked, well, I'm sorry, sort of, but let me know in the comments below who you do want to be in the Fighter Pass Volume 2. But with 6 slots, spaces were limited. And honestly, narrowing it down was no easy task. My list started off with 22 characters, and to whittle it down to 6, well, 6-ish, was hard. So let's get down to business. These are the 6 fighters I believe will be in Fighter Pass Volume 2. First off, a character we have all thought would have been in by now, and I think it's his time to shine. Rayman from the Rayman series. And you now see why I mentioned spirits don't deconfirm a fighter. With Nintendo and Ubisoft's relationship as of the past few years, it is truly shocking Rayman hasn't been in Smash already. And we now have a rabbit costume, but no Rayman costume. It seems like this one is sure to happen, honestly. Rayman is also a highly requested character that would be quite unique in his fighting skills. His up special would obviously be the helicopter hair to propel himself up, and could even be used to push opponents down a bit. Give him some length with his floating limbs when he punches and kicks, making him a nice close combat and distant character. Perhaps making him more of a grab hit and get away fighter. Or even dig back to the first Rayman Rabbids game where he had a plunger gun for his side special. As for the final smash, maybe make a bunch of rabbits appear out of nowhere and drag the opponent away, and then they have to spend eternity listening to the brah or something. The first one was pretty terrifying, honestly. As for the stage, honestly I don't know the character too much to be able to give it a suggestion of a stage, but let me know in the comments, of course. Rayman I'm putting first as that's a pretty safe bet, honestly. We all remember that hoax for Smash 4, and it was pretty believable. And the added relationship I mentioned about Ubisoft gives me hope for Rayman. As for his reveal video, I say make it pretty simple. Have Mario, Mega Man, Sonic, and Banjo battling, big cartoony mascots. Banjo takes a hit from Mario as you start to hear a helicopter noise. All the fighters look up, trying to find where the noise is coming from. When they don't find anything, they go back to battling when Rayman's fist comes flying, punching Sonic and throwing him back towards Mario as they look to see Rayman propelling himself over the edge of the stage. And it's Rayman winds up, or lends a hand. Those two I've seen before and really like. You go through the entire showcase of him and his final smash. Back to the cutscene, Rayman does some fancy moves, dancing around, preparing to battle as the 4 others nod their heads and start to run towards him. Rayman looks worried for a moment when you see an all-green character flying across the screen, almost like he's using Luigi's side special Green Missile. And it hits the characters and they go flying as whatever hit them plumps onto the ground into a pile of goo. Rayman walks over confused as the green goo reforms and we see Gooigi slimes the competition. No, Gooigi is not one of the 6 fighters. I firmly believe along with the 6 fighters we will get 3 Echo Fighters. One with Fighter 1, another with Fighter 3, and then lastly with Fighter 6. Gooigi is an echo of Luigi, of course, and I think including them in the reveal trailers is a must to add hype, much like we saw with Incineroar and Ken. I think Gooigi mostly because we never got a Spirit event for Luigi's Mansion 3. Most of Nintendo's big first-party outings got Spirit events. Link's Awakening, Sword and Shield, Daemon X Machina, Astral Chain eventually, but we never got the 3 Houses one because of Byleth. I think they're holding out on Luigi's Mansion because there's a rep coming. And as cool as King Boo could be, I just feel this is the more logical route to take. Being an Echo, he's of course not too different. Make it faster, but a bit weaker to go along with it just being a pile of goo technically. Also, a nice nod to it disintegrating when it hits water, like in Luigi's Mansion 3, have it take damage while it's in water, much like the Inklings, who will die in water in their home game of Splatoon, and the Fire-type Pokemon being weak to water do. Smash is all about those little details. That wraps up the first fighters. Well, sort of. Let's go to number 2. Gonna get this guy out of the way here, but I still firmly believe Geno will come down from the Star Road and be in Smash Ultimate. If you're a frequent watcher of the channel, you know my love for Geno, my desperate pleas to Nintendo to include him in Smash finally. For some reason, those 153 letters have done nothing yet. But let me explain why I think this is his chance. Some might say he's too obscure, but Sakurai discounted that. Some say because he is owned by Square, but even though it was tough, we got Cloud and Hero, so it's not impossible. Plus, Geno did make a cameo in the first Mario and Luigi game, so it wouldn't be the first time the puppet appeared outside Mario RPG. We know Sakurai wanted him in Brawl, and the fans who do want him are quite vocal about wanting him finally in the game. Geno is a pure hype character, and well, I really want him in finally. And you know Nintendo takes that into consideration. But people in the Smash community know of him, and it would be neat for him to get some more exposure. Plus, release his announcement around the time they add Super Mario RPG to the SNES library on the Switch, and it would be perfect synergy. So, for his moveset, well, I did a whole video about that, but use his special moves from Mario RPG. His side special could be the Geno Whirl, his down special could be Geno Boost, an ability to augment his attack and defense in Mario RPG, and maybe give him a boost of attack temporarily here in Smash. His up special is a little harder, honestly, but maybe use one of his most powerful weapons, the Star Gun, and have him shoot it downward to propel himself upward. Then for his final smash, I say the Geno Flash, where he turns himself into a cannon and launches a huge ball of energy. Now for the reveal video. Man, I wish I could draw so I could show you this all better. Or had a budget at all so I could hire one, but eh. Anyways, I see it being a little like Hero's reveal trailer. It's dark outside. This time you see Mario battling a puppet fighter of himself, and he's losing. As Mario's launched backwards, you see Peach fighting a puppet fighter of herself and trying to hold her best. A puppet fighter of Bowser comes running into the scene and punches the real Bowser as the trio are thrown backwards. The puppet fighters start to move towards them menacingly. Suddenly, a pillar of light comes down from the heavens in front of the group. Geno comes flying down and you hear him call out, "Geno Whirl!" blasting the puppets away. As it says, "Geno grants your wishes." Okay, that one's not great. But then you go through the montage and then showing the final smash, you see Geno, Mario, Bowser, and Peach nodding to each other as Peach sees dozens of more puppet fighters approaching. Suddenly, Kirby jumps in from behind them, yelling, "Poyo!" referring to him to be a representation of Mallow, the last member from Super Mario RPG, and they charge into battle. Now come on, admit it, that would be an epic reveal for E3, right? Now for the third fighter for Volume 2, Rillaboom from Pokemon. Look, I know Rillaboom is not everyone's favorite of the new starters' final evolutions, and he's not mine either, but hear me out. First and foremost, we're getting a Pokemon rep. I firmly believe that. Sword and Shield, regardless of your personal feelings, is a very high-profile game, and Pokemon in general is a high-profile series, and it makes sense to go with a rep from Sword and Shield. I feel Rillaboom is the most likely because we have 2 Fire Starter Final Evolutions and a Water Starter Final Evolution already. It makes sense Grass should get a representation too, right? And I know there are people who want Inteleon or Cinderace or even Toxtricity, and those are great options, but I really feel Rillaboom. And I don't want to hear the whole "we have a giant ape already" argument. We have God knows how many sword fighters, okay, I could count them, but so having a second ape is not a big deal. Plus, Rillaboom would be much more than a Donkey Kong echo. He would be his own fighter. I see him being quick but strong. I say play with his drum for his moveset. His signature move, drum beating, should either be his neutral special or down special, causing waves of music to go in both directions. Also utilize the fact that most of the time his drum is on his back, and even use the drum as a blunt object to beat your opponents with. And my goodness, that sounded a whole lot more violent than I meant it to. His up special is a little harder to figure out, but maybe he pulls his drum off his back and uses it to bounce off of. And much like K. Rool's crown, you have to recover it or it can be used against you. His final smash would obviously be him going G-Max with his new form in the upcoming DLC. Stage-wise, I think the wild area could be pretty cool. Have it on a platform that moves to the different areas and different Pokemon can appear as hazards. Or bring back Pokefloats, you cowards! As for his reveal trailer, I say make it take place right at the end of the K. Rool trailer, where Donkey and Diddy are battling K. Rool. You see them jump in the air and clash, both thrown back to different sides. They battle a bit more, but Donkey does a huge punch, knocking K. Rool out. He and Diddy celebrate, but a large shadow appears from the jungle and grabs some bananas he's about to eat. DK is mad and starts to charge towards the unknown thief as he pulls out his drum and blasts DK away. Diddy runs up to him and tries to get him up when we see Rillaboom beats the competition. Go through his montage and him going to his G-Max form for his final smash, and then you see DK with Diddy on his back chasing after Rillaboom. Rillaboom looks back and smirks. You then see him grab a barrel and throw it back towards the duo. DK prepares to punch the barrel as it explodes, but suddenly a long blonde hair spins out from the barrel and smacks both Donkey and Diddy as a familiar shadow twirls up and Rillaboom stops. And of course, Dixie Kong lands on his back. Dixie spins to win. So let me explain why Dixie and why an Echo. I honestly don't want her as an Echo, but I truly don't see her as a DLC fighter. I firmly believe she can have her own moveset away from Diddy, but if she's to get a now, it's most likely as a Diddy Echo. Instead of a peanut pop gun, a bubblegum pop gun. Instead of the rocket barrels, have her use her spin as her recovery. But she can work as an Echo, which at least gets her a place in Smash. And as always, more female representation is always welcomed. So give her a quick montage and showing off her different final smash than Diddy being insert your own idea because I spent way too long thinking of something and coming up with nothing. And the end of the trailer is Rillaboom running away with Dixie on his back, both laughing as DK and Diddy are chasing after them mad. Number 4 is another fighter I feel has been highly requested and a fighter I actually put as someone I didn't want to see come to Smash Ultimate. But as time has passed, I'm more okay seeing them as a fighter. Crash Bandicoot from the Crash Bandicoot series. Crash is not a company-specific mascot anymore as the Insane Trilogy in the Crash Team Racing was multi-platform. Although many see him as a Sony character, but remember, he, nor did anything Crash related, appear in Sony All-Star Battle Royale. That sort of blows my mind. Not that being in that would mean he can't be Ultimate, just something funny I think about. I've mentioned before, Smash has become not just a celebration of Nintendo, but a celebration of gaming in general. And like the Bandicoot or not, he is part of that gaming history. And since the Insane Trilogy, he has had a heck of a resurgence, and a half a year later, Crash Team Racing keeps getting online events to keep people interested, and the Crash brand is in the light as an obvious next game is coming. As for a moveset, it would be important to make sure he has his spin attack, because that is just pure Crash. It would most likely be his neutral special or even a down special. His up special recovery could be pretty neat if a crate appeared and would give him a jump boost. Maybe even have a Wumpa fruit come out and have a player be able to eat it to recover a little health. As for his final smash, just like in the first games, if you collect enough Aku Aku masks, I think that's how you pronounce it, Crash becomes invincible, and the final smash gives him the mask and he can take out his opponents. I haven't touched on alt colors much, but since she plays much like Crash, make For the Colors Coco his sister, a great way to add more representation from the franchise. Stage-wise, I think Insane Beach, the first level from the first game. Have crates everywhere and have some villains in the background. Simple yet elegant. As for the reveal trailer, have it be a one-on-one battle of Sonic and Mario, representing their old rivalry. Each gets in a few good hits as they charge towards each other. Crash, while spinning, falls in between both of them, hitting them back. And you see it. Crash Bandicoot crashes into the ultimate battle. These are kind of getting worse and worse. Although I did like Rillaboom's. Anyways, then of course you get the montage showing him off. The ending shows him using his final smash, blasting Mario and Sonic away. Back to the trailer, Crash does his little dance he does, and Coco comes in shaking her head and smiling at her brother. Number 5 is a fighter I have wanted to see for quite some time, and Nintendo's relationship with Namco Bandai has made me scratch my head as to why we have not seen him appear yet, but I feel it is his time finally. Lloyd Irving from Tales of Symphonia. Now let's get something out of the way, because this video is already long enough, so more ranting. I know what you're all thinking, another anime sword fighter. First off, get off your high horse and deal with the fact that swords are widely used weapons for a lot of protagonists. Banjo almost had a sword. And even though, yes, quite a few fighters in Smash are sword users, many of them feel unique. Shulk and Hero are two distinctive fighters, and Lloyd would be no different. He dual-wields swords, something we have not seen in Smash yet. I can see him as a fun, combo-heavy fighter, as he is in Tales of Symphonia. Quick moving, not doing a whole lot, but can capture his opponents in combos. I truly believe he deserves a spot. In general, the Tales of series deserves way more recognition. Like, seriously, if you're watching this, there's a 90% chance you own a Switch, so go buy Tales of Vesperia now. Well, not now, after this video. But not only being from Bandai Namco and their work with Smash, Tales of Symphonia was originally on the GameCube and was a big hit. And then there was the sequel. We don't talk about that game, but the original was pretty amazing, and an HD remake for the Switch would be a godsend. And again, another fighter I have seen in quite a few polls. As mentioned, he's a dual-wielding sword user, and I think combos will be his trait. In game, you eventually gain the ability to use your special moves, known as arts, in a combo form. So all of his specials could work one after another to act like you're battling in Symphonia. Sonic Thrust and Sword Rain would make great neutral and side special moves respectively. Recovery might be hard, but Rising Falcon, a move where Lloyd would rise into the air and then go crashing down at an angle, much like Incineroar's Cross Chop, would work pretty well, honestly. Lloyd should wield one of the more well-known weapons he gets in the game, the Material Blade. As for his final smash, I think using the Mystic Art, Falcon Crest is best. The Mystic Arts are some of the most powerful attacks in the Tales of games, making them a perfect choice for a final smash. His stage could be a few different locations in Symphonia, the Great Carlon Tree, or even in Darris Carlon itself. Heck, even the final battlefield where we face down Mythos. Time for a reveal trailer. Let's go back to the Dark World. Darkon is in the sky as the four heroes and Link are battling an army of puppet fighters and struggling. A continuation of Heroes' reveal trailer. All looks grim as in the sky everyone looks up to see an odd flying machine, the Riard, a flying vehicle Lloyd gets in the game to travel on. As it approaches, the puppet fighters start to rush the heroes and Link when Lloyd jumps from the Riard and lands in between the groups. In the group of puppet fighters, a Chroma steps forward, ready to strike. Lloyd smiles as he puts his arm around his back where his sheaths are and he pulls out the material blades, causing the once confident puppet fighters to take a step back. And Lloyd Irving tells you he wants to join Smash. Wow, that one was really bad. So you go through the montage and then jump back to Lloyd, Link, and two of the heroes, as the Tales of games give you a party of 4, are defeating a large number of puppet fighters. They get a break and all of them look into the sky right at Darkon. Alright, the time is here, my last prediction, and of course I mentioned an Echo Fighter to go along with Fighter 6. So let's do things a bit differently. Let's do the reveal trailer first. It cuts to some fighters on Final Destination. Heck, it could be the Fighter Pass 1 fighters. An assist trophy appears and they all notice it. The 5 start to race for it. Joker gains a quick lead but gets smacked in the head with an egg from Banjo-Kazooie. Hero puts him to sleep with his magical abilities while Terry punches him out of the way. Byleth then dives and almost grabs it before Joker blazes past her and gets it for himself. Joker proudly holds the assist trophy up and nothing happens. They all look confused as Joker shrugs and throws it to the ground and runs back towards his opponent when a crack appears in the assist trophy. Brown yellow light emits from the broken assist trophy as they all notice it and turn around in shock as it bursts open to reveal Isaac. Joker smirks as Isaac makes his synergy hand and rushes it towards the 4 other fighters. But at the last second, Isaac lowers his brow and makes another hand and it grabs Joker as well, throwing them all off the stage to reveal Isaac unearths his invitation? Wow, these really did get worse as the video went on. So the montage to go over his moveset. Yes, he's a sword fighter, but that is just his basic move. In his home game of Golden Sun, he is an adept, with the ability to manipulate different elements, in particular the earth. So his specials should be focusing on that ability. But those abilities are enhanced with these little adorable creatures you travel the world to collect that are not Pokemon, called Djinn. I see his down special being a way to collect Djinn. Next to his icon you can see how many he has, and of course the more he has collected, the more powerful his abilities are. Of course they need to be lost over time or when he's hit too much as to make stacking them not too powerful. His side special could be the hand we know and love from the assist trophy before, and his recovery could be he makes a pillar of earth appear to launch him upward, and if he is on the ground the pillar could be an obstacle for a little bit. As for his final smash, Judgment. This knight with a lion head cannon and a long sword, and shoots a ball of energy towards the earth. Also, side note, he's always reminded me of Omnimon. Back to the trailer, Isaac looks on happy with an Earth Djinn when another assist trophy appears and Sonic comes out and races towards it. The trophy starts to shake as Sonic grabs it to Isaac's dismay. It shakes violently in a black light and Shadow appears and kicks Sonic to the ground. He looks down at his opponent and says, "You're not even good enough to be my assist trophy."
You're not even good enough to be
I'll
my
make you eat those words!
Then Shadow the Hedgehog brings the chaos. His little showcase of being a semi-echo. Instead of a spring for his up special, he uses Chaos Control to teleport, a lot like Mewtwo. His final smash is of course Super Shadow like Sonic's. Or give them a gun, because they're allowed now, and blows everyone away. Just joking. 10% joking. But if they want to go a more unique route, they could use Chaos Blast, which unleashes a huge shockwave of energy to destroy everyone in its path. A lot like Magical Explosion from Hero. Back to the end of the trailer, Sonic goes blasting off after getting hit by Shadow's final smash, and he skates over to Isaac. "We're confined to those infernal trophies no more," Shadow says to Isaac. Isaac gives a typical silent protagonist, an agreement as they walk away together, when another assist trophy drops behind them, but they don't notice, as the screen goes black to tease maybe one more one day. So let's go over these choices. Isaac is a long time coming. Golden Sun was a well-received pair of GBA games, and it is sad to think a great story-driven RPG might never get any more to its story. The DS had Dark Dawn, but it left us with a cliffhanger, and man, I need to stop here, I'm gonna get depressed. Isaac was among the first batch of assist trophies in Brawl, got dropped oddly in Smash 4, and came back into Ultimate revamped a bit. There is a big Golden Sun movement wanting to see him as a fighter along with new games. And as I mentioned in my video about assist trophies, the code is in Ultimate to stop certain assist trophies from spawning in certain stages. So just execute that when an assist trophy fighter is chosen. Not that hard. It's a Nintendo IP that deserves a rep, and considering it has been a long time since we've gotten a game from the series, it deserves the spot. Isaac deserves to show he can make it in Smash, and honestly, this would be a strong enough ending for Volume 2. Make his stage Mount Alph, the beginning of his journey in Golden Sun. As for Shadow, it's head-scratching how the Sonic franchise only has one fighter. There are a lot of options. Tails, Knuckles, Big the Cat. Okay, you don't play as Big the Cat, you play as Froggy, and you just jump around, and Big is just running after you, and he knocks into your opponents, and now I really want Froggy in Smash. But I digress. This is the third game with just Sonic, and although I honestly feel Shadow could be his own fighter with the Chaos abilities, an Altered Echo is pretty good too. Plus, Shadow is a very popular character, and again, he's been an assist trophy since Brawl. It's time Shadow in the Sonic franchise gets a bit more representation in Smash. And there you have it, my Volume 2's predictions. Some are longer shots than others, but I feel I have a pretty good handle of who I think might actually make it in. And I know many will disagree with me, and honestly, I want to hear your opinions. What do you think of my choices, and who do you think will be in Volume 2 and why? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for tuning in to the Nintendo Network. If you like this, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, join our Discord, and consider helping me out on Patreon. As always, this is the Nintendo Network signing off.